Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Shed King. I've made a couple of turbo manifolds over the last week. Now, there's a lot to do with welding, TIG welding especially. Now, when you're making a turbo manifold, you use the manual bends that are already cut and bent for you. You get them in 90s, you get them in 180s, which is that. You can get whatever angle you want. I think even up to like 10 to 15 degrees you can get them in, but I just get a handful of maybe a dozen 45s, which are these ones, and then I'll get another 10 or 12 of the 90s. These are schedule 40 as well. They're around 5mm thick, I think. It's proper steam pipe. Now I use ER70 S4. The S stands for something, but the difference between S4 and S6 is with the S4 you can do multiple passes. The S6 you can only do 2, and the second pass it starts bubbling and then carrying on. Now, also you'll need one of these bad boys as well, a flange. I get these from my laser cutters, reasonably priced. You can buy them online, there's lots of people selling them. If you want, get in contact with me and I'll get you one for you, pretty cheap, about 30 bucks. 35 bucks or something. And the merge collector. Now, this is just a dummy cut up one. Now I'll show you in the video as well, you'll see how I make these. There's a guy who made a very similar one to the one I make, and how it works is the angle is about 13 degrees this way. You cut it 13 degrees and then you rotate it to 45 and then you cut it again. Rotate it 90 degrees and then you cut it again on another flat axis. Anyway, very simple to make. Just cut 4 of these, put them together with the top. What you do is bend, I'll tack mine all together. I'll tack it everywhere and then I'll get a hammer and bash it until it fits the flange. Obviously this isn't the right one, it's a T4. My T3 flange is around. Oh, there it is. The T3 flange fits straight over. You see it fits in there quite nicely. This is just a mock-up one. I'll just practice cuts with the new little base plate I made. Now with these, I make them at 100 and just on 5 inches for the guys in the States, and around 120 odd mil for the guys everywhere else. T3 flange or a T4, either one, whatever you want to do. You can cut, because it tapers up, you can cut it to suit wherever it fits, whether it's a T4 or a T3. You can see the difference there. It's a lot of farting around involved with setting one up, and it does get very confusing, even for me after I've made heaps of them, probably 30 of them or something in my lifetime. It does get quite hard, so don't give up, guys. Just get in there, have a go. It's nothing to lose, nothing to gain if you don't. Yeah, practice. When you just make sure if you cut anything, so if you cut this or cut that, whatever shape it's got to be, just make sure you put your bevel on there so that you actually get a seam in the weld. If you just leave it square, and buy one of these little tools. They're actually called a deburring tool, and what it does is it cuts the inside edge off, so that when you do weld it together there's nothing on the inside, and that helps your turbo when you weld it all back together, because once you've got a whole set of runners together you can't get in there and clean that. So do it before you weld it. It's very important. Other than that, it's just get in there and have a go. There's nothing to be scared of. Just make sure everything's nice and clean. Clean your filler wire, clean your rods, and also get a good helmet, guys. It's the biggest secret of welding. If you can't see, you can't weld. So, like for example, you'll see me if I'm like you'll see in the video where I put my head. I'm like right. If I'm holding the torch, and I'm welding there. I'm looking right at it. You know, I'm really getting in close there, because the more you can see, the better you can weld. So just keep that in mind. That's my biggest secret. Other than that, there's welding tips and tricks. He's really good. He shows really informative. Shows you a lot of arc shots. I've tried to film arc shots, and it's so hard to do. Should probably have a proper camera that does that sort of stuff, and I don't have enough money to buy one of those either. So I plan to do a lot more welding on my channels, so I will show you guys a lot more as we go through. MIG, TIG, stick, everything. Overhead, underhead, all the different types of welding. I've done X-ray test welds, I've done pressure test welds, I've done 18,000 PSI pressure test and passed. So, you know, if I can do it, I reckon anyone can do it. So, yeah, stay tuned, guys. We'll get this video started, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Boom!
Make that money, throw it in. Booty bouncing, go ahead. Rolls Royce, Lamborghini, Blue Medina, always beaming. Rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weed, sold in. Say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in. Booty bouncing, go ahead. Rolls Royce, Lamborghini, Blue Medina, always beaming. Rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weed, sold in. Say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in. Booty bouncing, go ahead. Rolls Royce, Lamborghini, Blue Medina, always beaming. Rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weed, sold in. Say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in. Booty bouncing, go ahead. Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, Blue Medina, always beaming. Rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weed, sold in. Say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in. Booty bouncing, go ahead.
Thank you.